Hi there, my name is Amanda Kaufman.
And I'm Chris Lavelle.
And you are listening to the Crush Method Show. Join us each week for ideas to help you move your coaching business forward into service of others faster and with better results.
We're committed to professionalism in coaching, and we want to help you get it done.
Hey there. Not sure what to do now that maybe you might be in isolation, you might be at home, and you're a coach. And I'm particularly talking to you, coach, who's in the process of launching your coaching business. My name is Amanda Kaufman, and I have been helping coaches launch and grow their coaching businesses through authentic, connected relationship. And I teach you marketing, I teach you sales, and this is the Crush Method Show, our weekly show where we share with you tips and tools and strategies that are designed to move you forward with your coaching business and in your own high performance as well. So I've been getting a ton of questions. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I don't think anybody really was when there started to be quarantines and isolation all throughout the United States and the rest of the world in response to coronavirus. And because I'm known among coaches as being somebody who helps with their sales and with their marketing, I've had a lot of coaches reach out to me because they're nervous. And that's understandable. I think everybody's nervous. The economy is responding already to the slowdowns and the shutdowns of businesses everywhere. This is a real challenge. And it's also a time that I feel really strongly that coaches have a duty, a responsibility, an obligation to put as much positive energy as they possibly can into the world right now. So what does that look like? Well, number one, just check yourself. You got to put your own mask on first before assisting others, as they remind us before we take off on every single flight. It's the same thing right now. I mean, this is a situation that's not likely to change very quickly. It's going to have long-lasting ramifications and effects for sure. And so what we need is our own energy and our own health first and foremost. So just basic things. Wash your hands. Do a really good job of washing your hands. Do a good job of following the guidance that you're getting from governments and from doctors and from experts in this space. Do your part, right? I think the thing is that you also need to make sure that you're taking care of basic needs like sleep and eating nutritionally. Manage your screen time. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself the way that you know how to take care of yourself, right, coach? The second thing is make sure that everything's cool at home. So I use a priority pyramid when I'm planning, and I'll put a link in the show notes to show you how I prioritize my time. I always put self-care at the top of that ladder because as a mother and a business owner and a wife, I'm not much good to anybody if I don't have my voice working and I'm grumpy and I'm not emotionally regulating very well. So I put myself at the top of that pyramid, and it doesn't take much to really help me feel, at my best and in my best energy for the situation. And then the second thing is I put my partner, Chris. So you may hear him on other episodes. He's with the kids right now, but if he's not okay and I'm not okay, ain't nobody else going to be okay. So we've got to make sure that we're taking care of each other. And then I take care of the kids, right? And then I come on here and I take care of you. So everybody's happy and healthy. Everybody's doing okay. But that priority pyramid and really addressing things from the top down is a strategy that I've used for years to help make sure that I've got my priorities where they need to be. And I'm happy to share it with you. Like I said, I'll leave the link in the show notes. The third thing I really wanted to share with you, coach, if you're worried about, are you going to be able to sell coaching? Are you going to be able to survive through this economic hardship? I mean, that's a natural next question once you've got your health in order and everything is safe and you're hunkered down. And the truth is, it's probably going to be a struggle, but maybe not in the ways that you think. So I've been studying marketing and implementing a lot of marketing and sales techniques for years now. And if there's one thing I'll tell you is that every individual, when they are in a moment of even hardship for themselves personally, they still buy coaching. And I know that from like individual situations where people maybe felt like they were in a financial crisis, or they felt like they were in some other kind of health crisis or something like that, and they still made the investment to coach. Why? Well, because the coaching was going to help them with their situation. Okay? The coaching was going to help them with their situation. So I think the thing to keep in mind is that an investment decision is always in the hands of the buyer, right? The buyer is the one that's going to decide whether they are wanting to invest in the product, and your coaching is a product. They're going to make that decision based on whether they view your coaching as being a viable solution for the challenge or the aspiration that they have. That's not changed, right? Since the coronavirus outbreak, I have been a part of a lot of communities of people who are doing online marketing, and I have to tell you this, I'm telling you this straight up. People are still buying coaching. The question is your coaching positioned to solve a problem that people actually have? So we have a student in one of our programs who closed a big deal on March 23rd, like over 5 figures. Okay, so big deal. And the thing is what he was selling was something that people needed. You know, he has skills in online facilitation, and he was talking with business owners whose teams have no experience working online. So they saw value in what he offered, and so he was able to make that sale. We've got lots of other examples in our community where people are still making sales even with quarantine, even with isolation, and in fact, people are on social media more than usual, right? Because they're at home and they're bored. So they're on social media, they're checking their emails more often. So there's a general climate of more people shifting online than ever. So if you've been a virtual coach, or you have been wanting to be a virtual coach, the natural thing is, okay, Amanda, I buy it. People are buying coaching, but isn't that icky? Isn't it icky to sell at a time like this? To that I say no, absolutely not. It wasn't icky for you to sell your coaching 3 weeks ago. It's not icky for you to sell coaching now. The whole thing is, are you having consensual conversations with people? Are you trying to ram it down their throat, or are you having a real connected conversation with somebody, and are you genuinely and authentically helping them to achieve something that's for their own good? If the answer is yes to all of that, then you need to be compensated for your services and for your time and the attention that you're putting into those relationships. Just like a lawyer charges their fees, just like an accountant charges their fees, a coach needs to charge the fees in order to be able to recoup basically their energy and their time and the value that they are providing with that process, that service. There's tons of services out there that people don't bat an eyelash. They don't think twice about paying for it. And I think coaching is kind of a unique industry because there's a lot of concern about, well, it's just coaching. And honey, if you're going to look at it like it's just coaching, then it's kind of perpetuating the issue, right? Coaching is a viable, valuable process, right? It's a valuable process that's facilitated by an expert in that process. And if you've done the work to build your expertise to facilitate a process that genuinely supports people getting results, there's nothing wrong with you getting paid for it, babe. There's nothing wrong with that. Now you might be thinking, well, geez, Amanda, I'm not as established as a lot of other organizations. Now that was also true 3 weeks ago, right? I mean, you've got to start somewhere, and frankly, there's not ever a good time to start a business. It always takes an investment. It always takes more of an investment than you think it's going to take, and it takes a lot more work than you think it's going to take. That's just true. That's just the way it is, right? And people having support right now in taking empowered control in their lives to be able to step into this transformation that truly no one in the world can escape from is a powerful service. It's a powerful service. So just to recap today's special episode of the Crush Method show, I want you to take care of yourself first, right? You want you to take care of yourself first, because if you're good, then you can help everybody else. Make sure your family is okay, your partner, if you have one, is okay and taken care of in this time. And then live into that purpose. Really think about, how can you serve? And maybe the first way to serve is to do something for free. You know, I think the best way to demonstrate to people you can help them is to actually help them. And if you can actually help them, then it's okay to have that conversation with their consent about you potentially helping them longer and maybe even getting paid for it as a coach. People are buying coaching. They're just doing it because their needs may be different than they were a few weeks ago. So you need to be patient. You need to be willing to do the work to examine what positioning is going to be competitive and effective in this marketplace. I saw a post a little earlier this week by a coach who says, he's starting out and he helps employees find jobs when they're dissatisfied with the ones that they have. Well, in this climate, that may not be the most strategic approach, because a lot of people might suck it up and stay in jobs that they don't like because they're worried about whether they're going to have a job at all. So pay attention to the fact that the climate has changed, but you, my friend, are able to work through that. You're able to come up with a good strategy and you're able to work it, and everything will be all right. So just keep showing up and make sure you subscribe to this newsletter so that you're getting helpful updates all the way through. We're here for you, and just let us know if there is anything we can do to help you in this time. Chat soon. On that note, we want to thank you so much for tuning in.
Can you please do us a favor? Please go ahead and subscribe to our show. And if you would please take a moment and rate and leave a review of our podcast, it'll really help folks find us.
And if you're a coach who is building your practice, go check out www.thecrushmethod.com to find our latest free trainings and worksheets for coaches committed to making this crazy world of ours a better place.